and the Mark Kidder. Pour a cold beverage, pull pussies, enjoy time with friends.
Triple B! Well, the Triple B sucks. Okay?
Oh, come on.
Whatever, man. This is Beer, Blues, and BS. Online.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Beer, Blues, and BS, the podcast that has to hold it that long because, you know, we're doing this live, and hey, it's not like it's edited and I can tell exactly when we're coming in. But that's the joy of us doing it live. I'm your host, the living embodiment to Charlie Brown, Howard Blues, here, as always, with my co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, the Mark Kidder. Kidder! How you doing tonight?
Well, Howard Blues, let me tell you, it's one of those days. It's been a set of days in a row.
What, you mean like a week?
Oh, he said the thing. He said the thing. We got Lazy Goalie in the chat. Howdy, fellas. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. The
Merry
original
Christmas.
rudest rude boy himself, right there.
Ah,
Bah humbug.
Merry Christmas, rude boy. Good to have you in chat.
Glad he's here. Glad you're here. But yeah, I'm here. How are you doing?
I have survived the long set of family events that has been our Christmas. This was Lefty's year toward Christmas, so we've kind of been like we've had 3 Christmases this year. I mean, and that's a lot of getting everybody together and getting the house cleaned up and trying to run all the logistics and get everything done. And it's been tiring, man. This is like we as a family we're just kind of like chill today because it's like we have been nothing but like go this holiday season, and so it's nice to kind of slide into the weekend and take it easy a little bit. Take it easy. So,
Well, I mean, we can sure hope.
yeah, we're gonna try.
Okay, good. Really good.
So,
What else is going on? Make some sale?
I didn't, because here's the here's the, like, you know me, living embodiment of Charlie Brown. Nothing ever goes the way we planned. So we got like 2 weeks out or 3 weeks out before Christmas, and normally we do Christmas Eve with my family, we do Christmas Day with Lefty's family. It's a great split. But we knew that Lefty had to work both Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So we were trying to arrange kind of what we were doing. And Lefty's whole thought the last time that we had this situation was, you know what, we'll do it New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. We'll just move it a week. Well, her family's like, no, we don't really want to wait. So we'll do a little get together and we don't have to do the big meal and all of that. Okay. And then, of course, we got last minute news that Ben was going to be in town. And so it's like, well, now there's a timeline that we have to do it. And so it was kind of a scrambled thing, very quick thing. And it was hey, we're just going to get together. We'll do pizza and gifts. I'm like, okay, we're not doing anything special. I'm not making a wassail. So I didn't make it. And even then, Kidder, we were supposed to have dinner at like 5:30, and I had all the pizza ready at 5:30. It would still be like 5:50 before we ate. So it was, as I said, it was a little chaotic, it was a little unorganized, but no wassail this year, which is a little disappointing, but
I guess.
it's always next year. Always next year.
Yeah. Good thing next year is right around the corner.
Yeah, I only got like 350 some days to figure it all out. But you were making a New Year's reference, and I was a little slow on the uptake on that one. So, my bad. Oh, well, Kidder, not that I don't want to hear about your holiday.
You don't, I know.
Week. Well, no, I was just thinking though, all of this holiday chatter, and I know Christmas not your favorite holiday, hence the Bah Humbug shirt. But maybe talking about it will be just a tiny bit easier once we get to everybody's favorite segment of the show, and that is What's on Tap.
Mm-hmm.
So, my good sir, since I've been doing all the talking, let me kick it over to you. What you having? What you drinking on this fine festive evening?
Well, you know, the fridge is starting to run a little empty. I have 2 beers left.
Oh.
2. So, I suppose we'll start it off with the old Northeast here. Last Northeast in the fridge. Then I'm going to have to go northeast to the liquor store and find some more.
If it makes you feel better, Kidder, here's another fun holiday thing. Because you've had
You're
the
also
Northeast
out.
No, I'm not. Because I bought beer. Because we did my family's Christmas yesterday. And I knew my dad was coming over, so I actually went out and bought some beer, of which he drank none of. In fact, you had given me a Northeast, and I threw it in the cooler because I was gonna, and he grabbed it, and I'm like, okay, whatever. So, but here's what I'm gonna do, Kidder, because I bought this big variety pack along with something else that's interesting. And what I decided I'm gonna do, we're gonna play beer roulette.
Okay.
With you, me, well, not so much me, because I'll be a little bit behind, but with you, JS, and the local geek, I'm going to take some of them, divide it up, wrap them up, and you guys will just get to randomly pick wrapped cans. And then have them on the show. It's all
I was
good
going to cheers to you, but now I might have to say screw you.
How's that Northeast?
Well, it tastes good, especially compared to what I'm sure that we're going to end up dealing with later.
I listen. It's for the most part, it's decent stuff because I agonized over it. I'm like, my dad always gives me grief about the beer I have. What would be something? I tried to find a variety pack that would have some stuff that he would like. It wasn't all IPAs because that's a hard thing to do these days. I found something that was good. It's from a brewery I like, that I've had on the show. And so, yeah, there's some good stuff in there. There's some interesting stuff too. I'm not going to lie. There will be the chance, Kidder, you could pick one that's an IPA. I'm just going
to got the perfect comment on that.
No, it won't be just IPAs for you guys. There'll be some other
stuff. The ice was bad this week. Just wait until I get only IPAs. Hell will freeze over again.
You'll be all right, man. You will be.
And look who just entered the chat. That's right. The one and only, the minister of trolling himself, the Big D. Straight from the Big D Business Center, which you can support at streamlabs.com/beerbluesbs. Get your very own shower curtain for your very own Big D Business Center.
Nice. Well, Kidder, tonight for What's on Tap, I found this in my fridge while I was pulling beer out for, as I said, family years. But I'm having from the Alaskan Brewery. It is their limited release Island Ale. Yeah. Ale brewed with tangerine, passion fruit, and guava. It is 5% alcohol by volume. It was a limited release, and that's about all I got on it. So,
okay.
Well, we'll see how this goes.
Wonder if I had that on the show. If only we had a, spreadsheet or something.
I don't know that you have, because I think that Alaska is still one of the states we have not had a beer from.
No, we have, because I've had the Alaskan Amber before.
Did you? I don't think. I'm wondering if that wasn't on one of the wrestling reviews. which the local geek does not watch.
Well, stand by.
Kidder's going to fact check this while I give it a taste. That is not bad. It's a little watery right off the start. No real hops, but then it kind of comes in, with a little fruity aftertaste and kick. It's not bad. It's not bad. I wouldn't drink a lot of these. Good thing that it's probably a limited release, but it's okay. Because a lot of the beers I have, you can't ever taste like the fruit and such within them. So, yeah, I'd maybe give this like a 3.5. That's a pretty decent score.
According to the sheet, I have not had it. And Alaska is not on there. But I see only up to episode 139. So, he hasn't watched this one yet.
Or are they like 3 or 4 that come after it? Because, hey, we're doing this live. And we're doing this live mostly because with just my crazy hectic holiday week, I also caught a cold from my kids. I just was not able to do any editing. And so it's like, we're either going to miss a week, or in the words of Rude Boy Kyle, F it, we're just going to do it live. And so, ta-da.
Right.
And hey, we're happy that we got some of you joining us. And hey, make sure that you tell us, Rude Boy, Big D, what are you guys drinking as we were finishing up what's on tap?
Huh? I got my limited edition whiskey finally.
Ooh.
I know you weren't on the show that episode when I ordered it, but I think I've talked about it a couple times. Coffee? That's it? Come on, Big D.
The follow-up is like, how much whiskey does he have spiked into that coffee,
11:45 in the morning. Yeah, that's no excuse. If you don't start early, you can't drink all day.
Right, you gotta get going on that. I mean, for you, it's already like, Saturday. So,
Rude Boy with the Voodoo Ranger disgusting IPA sampler pack tonight. So, what did you buy to actually drink instead of clean off your engine?
Hey,
that'll burn through any of the grease buildup you have on your engine.
If just so you know, that's not the sampler pack that I bought.
I sure hope not. Big D's going to send the booze basket he won at the holiday party. Well, good. But it's probably a bunch of empty bottles by now.
Yeah, probably by the time we get it from him. But Big D, since you're on, I'm still waiting for you to download an episode of the podcast from South Korea. I've noticed that we haven't gotten that on our analytics yet, so get on that, man.
It's kind of weird. I mean, nobody watching or listening from overseas.
Well, no, that's not true. We're big in Germany, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That is because it's talking about things from Germany. Like the Scorpions. Klaus Meine on the vocals. Franz Buchholz on the bass. They rock and they roll. They bring the hurricane straight to you.
And now we're canceled in Germany. It was a good run while it lasted.
Hey, I can still shoot to be as big in Germany as David Hasselhoff.
I mean, you are the man, the myth, the legend, the Mark Kidder. Big D is sending me stuff on Facebook Messenger as I am trying to do a show.
Trying to get this. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he he sent a picture of the basket. Kidder.
Very good. Oh, wow.
I'll just put that up there so that everybody can see.
Wow.
There's the basket
Wonderful.
of booze that Big D won.
Wonderful,
apparently.
yes. Wonderful.
So,
still
yeah.
not here.
Now this puts us into an interesting situation there, Kidder.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see how the local geek rules on this, because we were talking about appearances on the show. Like, he didn't count Big D's appearance on the show when he just showed up in the behind the curtain.
Yes.
Because he wasn't drinking. But if Big D is having a drink, even if it's coffee, and he's only in the chat, does that count? Is this technically an appearance?
I'm probably guessing no. I mean, Local Geek's the one that has like the ultimate editing power and makes that determination, but I'm guessing that it's a no go.
Well, I'm gonna guess that of course it's a no, because he wants to cement his iron grip on the most appearances, and so if he does this, he keeps Rude Boy Kyle and Big D from gaining another spot, even though they are chatting and contributing. So, yeah, it's all good.
If he could post it here, he would. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's that's all right. He'll eventually come stateside again someday. Of course, then you'll probably be like only 4 hours away and not come and visit us.
Ever.
Yeah. You know how it goes.
Can't even share the damn episodes that you're on your social media.
To be fair, I don't do that either. But mostly because you tag me on it, and you're usually faster on that than I am, so I'm just like, I was tagged.
All right. I'll hear it.
So, Kidder, we were talking a little bit about the holidays and such. How has your holiday week been?
Busy. Real busy. I am happy. I mentioned I got the Star Trek whiskey, which talked about the tasting, the exclusive event in Las Vegas. That was fantastic. And one of the two bottles is right here. The Cardassian Canar Rye Whiskey. Very beautiful bottle. And as you can see, the Cardassian Canar Rye right there. Which, of course, is a classic. Oh, hey, look at that. It focused. Amazing. Through Star Trek wines and Star Trek spirits. So it's a rye whiskey with honey in it. And then blue food coloring to make it blue. And like I've discussed before, the Canar bottle is fashioned after the actual bottle that they used on set in Quark's Bar. On Deep Space Nine, the best Trek. Happy New and Brew Year to you as well, Local Geek. Welcome to the chat. Glad you could join. Right here, I have the drink flight selection. Suppose I should bring it up here.
Yeah, we were just talking about you, Local Geek.
His hacker ears were burning. So there it is. Look at this quality set here, and of course the Triple B logo lasered right there. Got them all washed up, ready to go.
Kidder, I mean, spoilers. The episode that we opened those on hasn't appeared yet.
Timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly.
Uh-huh. So, spoilers! I would have told you ahead, but I didn't think that he was actually going to show that off. But
yeah. And then here you go. Here's the Captain's Table Rye Malt Whiskey. batch number 1 and bottle 40. And, in fact, the master distiller autographed each bottle. And that's what that is. And that's from, his name is Crispin Kane. Very wonderful bottle. Nice coin in the cap for the captain's table. Exclusive to this line. And, of course, it tells you in the top that it's the private reserve, limited edition, and batch number 1 right there. And it is a very gorgeous presentation. It also has premium rye whiskey. It was stored in oak barrels for 24 months, in cognac barrels for 72 months after that, and then put in bourbon barrels for 60 months after that. And so a very, very delectable bottle. We got to taste that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, glad your whiskeys came in.
Yeah, and these are the display cases.
Ooh. Very opaque.
Yeah. If I open it up, then. But they actually have lights and all kinds of stuff. Everybody needs one of these. Fighting Sioux can koozie. Got one of those. How about some Enterprise D socks? Yes. Got some of those now. And important for this show, about a Fighting Sioux bottle opener, or the long bottle opener version. Here you go. Yes. Very Sioux year.
Nice.
Ready to go with those.
Yeah. Well, Kidder, I think we'd be remiss if we don't talk about the most interesting thing that happened this week, and that was
Big D appearing on this show.
Well, okay, the second most interesting thing that happened this week
Lazy Goalie appearing on this show.
Okay, I guess I'm down to the third most interesting thing that happened this week.
Local Geek appearing on this show.
That's not interesting because, again, he's been on the show more than anybody else. So,
us doing this live.
Well, okay, what number am I on? The fifth most interesting thing that happened this week, we had an ice storm come through, and it just wreaked havoc across the city, man.
I know.
I know you know, because you were out and about in that crud. I stayed home.
Yeah.
I may have been watching Kidder from my window, people sliding down the hill that I live on. I've seen a lot of cars go sideways. I only saw one accident. So that was luckily nobody hurt in that, but it was just crazy. For those who don't know, up here in North Dakota, we had a ice storm, and we had people ice skating in the streets because there was enough ice on the ground to do that. My driveway is finally cleared thanks to some nice weather we had today. Kidder's was probably clear a day ago because he's got some rage to take out, just out there chopping that ice
No, I didn't have the energy to do that.
Okay.
I didn't even assault it. Thank you.
Listen, we don't have the rim shot, sound effect. So, gonna have to manually do all that.
And judging by our viewers, Big D left and everybody else left as well.
Yeah, well, listen, we got through everybody's favorite segment, and they're like, "All right, we're done."
Yeah. Next thing, Lane's gonna show up and be like, "Did I miss it?" And then leave for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean that's how it goes. It's what we can expect. But Yeah. No.
Weird boy in the house. You still there? Blink if you hear us.
Yeah. So, but that was a bit of fun. Kid, I don't know if you noticed this effect. I was surprised by it.
People's
But
stupidity.
well, I mean that was one. But what was the amazing thing is eventually we had a sand truck come down our street.
Yes.
And it wasn't like 3 minutes later, like because Junior and I were out. I was hacking ice off of my driveway because my wife actually had to go to work that evening because she worked a night shift. So I was trying to at least clear out behind her car. So in the morning when she came back, she could at least stop on the driveway and open the garage door and pull it. So I'm out there. Junior's out there. We watch a sand truck come down. Less than 3 minutes later, and it was like a flood of cars going up our hill. Like everybody's like, "The sand truck is here!"
Yeah.
Let's get out of here! It was amazing. It was like, crap.
Yeah. Correct.
I couldn't believe it. I wasn't going because I'm like, yeah, just because they got that street doesn't mean that they did all the streets. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
So all sorts of interest with that, but yeah, I couldn't believe it just how quickly like people were out and about.
Oh, I don't. It's not surprising because the number of vehicles that were out was astounding. And the number of crash reports in Bismarck alone was around 200.
Yikes.
That's obscene. People
That
just like bad weather, just stay home. Well, my job, stay home. Tell them to F off. How about I need to go to the grocery store? Oh, it's not like the forecast predicted this 3 days in advance, so you could have gone 1, 2, or 3 days in advance and picked up supplies and stayed home. No. Emergency, there's numbers for that. Call those numbers and stay at home.
Yeah, I still, and I'm very much on belief. In fact, Lefty and I were talking about this. So when we have these sorts of weather things, like everybody should just close. Yeah. Everything should close. The only people who should have to go to work would be your first responders and like your hospital staff. That's it. But otherwise clear the roads for those folks so that they're the only ones out there.
Yeah.
But if everything closed, because Lefty's things are like, well, I mean, you'd still want a grocery store open. And I'm like, no.
Close that so then people don't go anywhere.
Because for that grocery store to open, that means employees have to come in. And that also then means that customers will come in. I said, if we as a society got into that mindset that, hey, a weather event's coming, everything is going to be closed, everybody would then watch the weather. They'd pay attention to the weather and be like, oh, there's a bad storm coming. Yep. We better go and stock up and have our stuff. Like Lefty and I, we tend to stock up. It's a habit we picked up while we lived in Montana. As now we're down to a Walmart and such from where we were living. You stock up.
Ways.
Always.
Literally.
Yeah. And so you stocked up because if you ran out of something, it's not like you go, well, let's get in the car and go to Walmart. That's a 2-hour trip. That's gas money and all of that. So if you were of that mindset where, hey, this isn't as, easily accessible, you would stock up. Any of our listeners, if you're out in the more rural areas of this state, you probably already have this down.
Yep.
You probably have already stocked up. Because when it's an hour into town, you're not going into town every day unless you have to.
Mm-hmm.
If you're out doing that ranch life, you're stocking up and you're maybe going in once a week, once every 2 weeks, and you're stocking up and you're planning your food and you're having all that. And that's the mindset that I think if people got in, then yeah, we wouldn't have to have gas stations open. We wouldn't have to have grocery stores open, and that could eliminate. Now, the gas station, you could maybe make an argument because there are, you know, those people who go about helping remove snow for other people and they need to fuel up. But with pay at the pump, I believe most of those you can operate even when nobody's there. So
Correct.
there really just isn't a reason, for these places to open up as often. And just, I don't know. That's my belief. I think it would, again, make it easier on the police, the ambulance, the fire truck, if they're not having to deal with every Yahoo who's out there driving around, and getting stuck or crashing into people's stuff.
Or the police cars on crash seats of other people who have crashed.
Yeah.
Which there's been, I think Bismarck had 2 squad cars hit, and the Highway Patrol had a squad car hit. And that's the only 3 that I know of. I'm sure there were more, but...
Yeah. I mean, the accident that I saw, and that happened by my place, part of it was we just finished eating dinner, and I walked out, and I saw somebody up on our curb. They had stopped, and I could see them throwing sand and such. I'm like, they were acting like their car was stuck, and it was like, what are these people doing? I kind of watched them for a while, and then they went to get more sand, and I realized they lived in my cul-de-sac because they were going there. But they cut across my yard, which I don't care. But then they were going to have to cross my driveway, and I'm like, I have done nothing to my driveway. This is during the event. I'm like, I'm not going to go out and sand or salt or anything like that because it's still raining. It's not going to matter. And I'm probably going to end up slipping down the driveway anyway. Anyway, I saw the one about to cross my driveway. I'm like, oh, hell no. I quickly ran through my coat on, opened my garage, grabbed my salt, and came out. And I recognize him. It's my next door neighbor who has on a couple of occasions came over and snowblowed my driveway for me. And so I'm like, all right, now I'm helping because it's my turn to pay back the favor. And so I salted kind of my paths and such so that they could walk on that. Yeah. And then I helped them chuck sand out into the kind of the intersection to help. But as they're doing that, another one of my neighbors in the cul-de-sac all of a sudden comes whipping around the corner and goes slamming into the other curb on the other side. So it makes my one neighbor really nervous because it's clearly this guy in the truck is impatient and, oh my God, I gotta go. So we quickly get him going, and I kid you not, that neighbor had no more than turned in and made it into his driveway. And here comes that truck. It decided to go, nearly took down a mailbox, nearly took down a parked van, and then went sideways and slid into a parked truck that somebody parked because they realized that there were too many people at the bottom of the hill. And they had stopped, and they're like, well, my truck's not going anywhere. I'm just going to leave it here. And, yeah, they got hit. Mm-hmm. But it's just people even being impatient with this stuff. I mean, the number of horn honks I heard in that time that I was out there of people, because down at the bottom of my hill, it's a valley. And to get out of that valley, there's 3 roads, and all of them are uphill. And apparently there was a lot of cars down in that valley all waiting for their turn to make an attempt to get up the hills. And it's just like...
Or just don't go anywhere. Just go home.
Yeah. Ugh. It was crazy.
Yes. Yes.
It was
crazy. Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm. So that was probably the big event of the week, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, it is one of the worst things that's happened up here in terms of ice and ice accumulation for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. What
So
if Local Geek got to see the sand trucks helping out his neighborhood?
Yeah, I gotta wonder how the Local Geek did, because I mean he's on a hill. Like my hill is bad, Local Geek's hill is worse. So I can only imagine. Only imagine the shenanigans he got to see.
Yeah.
So, but
other than that, made it through the storm. Thankfully, didn't crash into anything.
It's good. It's good. I was worried for you. Not because like I was worried about like you driving. It's the Yahoos I was worried about.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
It's kind of as I said, like my wife had to go to work, and the roads were fine by the time she had to go. But it's like I'm not worried about her. She drives safely. I was worried about everybody else out on the roads during that. So, yeah.
Good times.
Yeah. So, Gitter, we should get to this because here's the interesting thing. This episode isn't just going into our podcast folder. We're planning, at least I believe you're still planning to do a little gaming tonight. Here,
should we do it?
I think we should because I have a feeling there are people who are ticking in like, why is this in gaming? There's no gameplay yet. Where's the gaming? It says Truckin. I want to see Truckin.
It does. It does say Truckin, but first, I have to see if it actually wants to work.
Well, Kidder run some.
I mean, I switched it.
I see. I guess I'm watching the stream.
Now we're just very tiny.
Honey, you shrunk the podcast. There's a good old reference for the people in the audience.
Nothing like being timely.
I actually saw a clip from that not too long ago, and I was like, oh man, like I don't remember this. Like I used to watch that movie when I was a kid, but I'm like, I don't remember. Like it took me a little bit to go, oh yeah, okay, I remember this. So this is the thing of interest. Kidder's working on all the tech support because, of course, we didn't test this before we came up with this idea.
Well, I did test this. That's the dumb thing.
Okay, I was giving us an out, but
no.
Clearly, we haven't tested this. Not at all. Not at all. So, but Kidder, if I understand the title right, you're planning on playing American Truck Simulator. Is that the idea?
Well, I was wonder what that is. That's interesting. I was going to attempt to play Star Trek Online here for a short bit.
No wonder it's crashing.
Yeah.
Well, YouTube is like, no, I refuse to do Star Trek.
Yeah, maybe. That is possible.
Okay, I'll share this since we're stalling a little bit. My one brother-in-law apparently went to California for some reason, and anyway, he brought the kids back stuff because he constantly is trying to buy my kids love for some reason, and he brought Junior back a Star Trek uniform. Yeah.
Okay.
To which I had to give him some grief about, hey, wrong house. We don't accept that kind of stuff here. And then later, as we were opening gifts, he got this it was a really cool Star Wars Stormtrooper decanter set. It's like, oh yeah, I really wanted this. I'm like, wait, you don't deserve that. Bring in Star Trek stuff in to my household, and then you're gonna get a Star Wars decanter set? No. So it was a pretty good laugh by everybody. My father-in-law was wearing Spock socks. You'd have appreciated it.
Very nice.
Yeah. Hey, that doesn't look like a truck.
No.
That looks like, is that Q? Am I right on that?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
you are.
Hmm.
Yeah. So here's the winter event. There's Q. All his glory. Yep. They do this every year. So you can run around here and do wintry things.
Wintry things.
Yeah. There's big old gummy fish out here. Ice skaters. There's a racetrack underneath here that you race on. You pick up snowballs, throw them at people. Interesting thing is there's different sets of snowmen around the map that have different poses. Like here is a Klingon snowman that killed a Federation snowman, or at least stabbed him.
That's a little morbid.
Yeah, and there's another one over here just in case you missed it.
Ah.
You know. But it's
Well, that one's clearly a copycat of the first one. You know, someone clearly is being derivative of somebody else's work.
Gotcha. Right. Yes. Of course.
Yeah. That's right. I'm Howard Blues, snowman critic.
Yeah. Analyst.
Yep.
And here's the
Did you just turn into a cat?
yeah, that was a Halloween thing. And it's not just any cat, it's Sylvia, which is a throwback to the original series of Star Trek. But it allows you to run a lot faster and jump higher. But she's missing his head.
What is like? Okay, there seems to be a lot of like Klingon favoritism going on with this.
Yes, the Winter Wonderland is very Klingon.
I'm noticing this. This is
Mm-hmm.
interesting. Very anti.
Anti-Federation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huh.
And here's another one. An Andorian.
Oh.
Shooting a Klingon. Melting.
Well, at least that Andorian's doing well for itself.
Yeah. An assault stick. Mm-hmm. There's the racetrack. Icy. I suppose I might as well go over to the gingerbread house.
I mean, listen, I can't stop you at this point. Ugh.
Yeah.
I have not drank enough for this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need something stronger.
Yeah. Me too.
Let's see.
What else do you have? Are you done with your beer?
No. Surprising. Why? Are you done with yours?
Yeah, a while ago.
Oh, sorry.
But now I got both hands on the wheel.
I am the slowest beer drinker in the West, and want to preserve that title.
There you go. There's the gingerbread villagers, and there's a gingerbread town.
This is just weird.
And there's the angry snowmen. You have to melt the candy. Yeah. And
You're kind of...
I'm frozen.
Just let it go, man. Just let it go.
Just gonna run out of here. Yep, see? Little phaser, melt some candy, and then you get the flavored syrup and the other pieces and drop them in. I'm frozen again. Yeah.
It's just this is one of those things that I don't know how I don't know how you'd explain this to somebody and have them like actually think this was a serious game. I play Star Trek Online, been playing for 12 years.
Pie eating contest right here. Okay, I'm getting the hell out of here.
Is this too festive for you, kidder? Too festive?
Too much. The festivities are too damn high. All right, here we are. Here is the USS Heimdall.
Interesting.
The legendary Avenger Miracle Worker class ship. All right, we need to do one of these. So let's go try this one or this one or this one. Which one do we got? This one. Money! Join this. Rude boy, we be firing up the trucks after I get these three taken care of here.
That's right. This is just the prelude to some trucking action.
Yeah. Let's see here. I don't even know if this audio is... Nope, it's not. Okay.
And as Kidder is doing the Star Trekking, I'm doing a little painting. For those who care to know.
Oh, hey, that's pretty fun.
Yeah,
it blew up.
Yay! It's our first technical difficulties of the night. Yay! Anyway, while Kidder fixes that, yeah, doing a little painting. One of the Privateer Press mini crate figures. I started this on an episode that's coming up in the future. This is the Geist of Christmas Yet to Come. It was the third minifigure they ever released as part of their mini crate set. So, yeah. What goes around comes around, and it comes for everyone in time. Very nice dark quote on the back of that. So, yeah. So that's what I'm doing. So if you see me looking down a lot, that's why. I'm just applying the old acrylic paint to it. Hoping to get it finished during this show. Because tomorrow night, we're going to be streaming again. Because AEW has a pay-per-view event going on, which means we're going to be covering the action, which means we're going to be here for a while and up pretty late because... boy, do they not end their shows at a decent time for anybody.
Yep.
So, and also, I am planning, Kidder, because everybody likes it, on the wrestling reviews. You've never tuned into a wrestling review. You don't like wrestling. One of the best things about it is Howard does punishment shots throughout the episode. And being that it is AEW, I mean, the last AEW pay-per-view, I did 9 penalty shots. Yeah, during the course of it. So, if you want the opportunity to see a possibly heavily intoxicated Howard, tune in tomorrow night. It's fun. I tell you when. Or if you don't want to stay up that late, which I don't blame you. Hey, tune back in later. You can always catch these. We do have them up on the YouTubes. Those who see. Anyway, Kidder is now engaged in some, deep space combat. Yeah, he said working for now, and it froze on my screen.
See what I'm saying?
What kind of shaky universe is this?
Who knows?
Oh. Just curious to hear that. I see we have some things in chat. Lazy Goalie says, I'll get my rig fired up and join you. And then, what is that?
Big bada boom.
Yes, and howdy. Hello. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Glad you're here.
Doing this thing live.
Live. Yeah. Oh.
Who that kicking down the door?
Who's that kicking down the door? Why, it is none other than a guy in a really dark room. Very dark room. For those who can see through the darkness, maybe you have like night vision or something. Wow. Coming live to us from the road.
Super safe.
It's none other than one JS Gunslinger. Welcome to the show, sir.
Gentlemen, how are we doing tonight?
Well, it just got a whole lot more interesting now.
About to be shooting from the hip here.
Yeah, I figured we'd get some live, actual trucking action going on, and you know.
Yeah,
nice.
This is gonna be good once we get the full trucking, and I know I might be disappointing people because don't have the full trucking action happening yet. But with 2 minutes 54 seconds left in the third period, St. Louis Blues 1, your Colorado Avalanche 2.
Oh, sorry.
2. Yeah. Big bada boom, how you doing? Hopefully well. JS, you said you had a drive. Where are you rolling to tonight?
We are rolling up to the great forested valley of Edinburgh, where my parents live.
Very good.
Yeah, left Bismarck about hour and a half ago, somewhere in there, and kind of in the middle of nowhere currently.
Nice. How are the roads? Because we were talking about the ice storm earlier in the show. So how are the roads out there?
Roads out here, the highways are pretty much perfect. I haven't had a single patch of ice yet. Gravel, however, is treacherous.
Good. Well, let's hopefully it's all highways for you and not too many issues. So
yeah, it should be good road so far. It sounds like they didn't get nearly the rain and the ice that we got over here. So
that's good because that stuff sucked that we got here.
Yeah, it was pretty wicked. I was out sanding Wednesday morning, something like that. I got up at 5 and went out and did some sanding and snow moving and whatnot, and it was not fun. I put 600 pounds of salt and sand in a parking lot, and you could hardly tell.
It's crazy, all of that it takes, to make the streets drivable, and yet there were people who were still like, "Well, I'm gonna go out, run to the store," during all of that.
Yeah, it's a great time to go out for a hair appointment or a beer run.
Coffee.
Why not? Yes, you need coffee and you need your morning ritual breakfast that's 15 miles away. You need to go do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about no, Scott? No.
Yeah, I had to go to work Tuesday morning, and it took me almost half an hour just to get from my place to the edge of Bismarck, and I'm not that far out of town.
Yep. That's correct.
Yeah. I was lucky. I didn't have to go anywhere, and I didn't. But I live on a hill, so I Kid already knows this. I spent my time watching people slide sideways down my hill.
Kidder sent me some really, really good videos from his job, and they were quite entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was bad. That's for certain. And yeah, I'm kind of glad though that we had a nice day today, and like my driveway is now clear, so super excited about that.
Yeah, our place out in the county is absolutely treacherous. It's a little bit of an incline from the house down to the chicken coop, and going down there to feed birds in the morning and collect eggs in the evenings is not fun. My wife, we finally got enough duck eggs to make a 12-pack, and she made it about 10 steps out of the coop and went ass over tea kettle, and now we have 3.
I was going to say you had scrambled eggs.
Yes. The dog ate good tonight. So
Very good.
For Big Bada Boom, because he asked, which game is that? Kidder is playing Star Trek Online, and as soon as he finishes his daily mission, we're going to be switching over to American Truck Simulator. Or you can watch, the little window in the middle to see real trucks driving down the highway.
There's some hardcore trucking happening in the middle.
just coming through the major town of Hannaford.
All right.
I don't know how many people live here, but I don't think it's very many.
It's not. I've driven through Hannaford a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you probably drive through here quite a bit when you go up to Oscar Zero.
Not so much Oscar Zero. Totten usually takes me through Hannaford.
Oh, okay.
Oscar Zero, I usually take the interstate all the way over until the Rogers exit, and I can take that straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
mm-hmm.
that's what this is. That's Highway 1. So you'd go straight south to Highway 1, which is what I'm on right now. So you end up going right through Hannaford.
Okay.
So you go through Hannaford. You go through Hannaford, and then you come to the intersection of Highway 200, and then you can turn and go to Cooperstown.
Yeah. You're right. It's been a while since I've been up that way.
I have made this drive more times than I can count.
Yeah. I mean, I've made the drive quite a bit, but at this point, yeah, I haven't been up that way for a while. So,
I mean, granted, I got myself around more 20, but
Tron's taking over.
Yeah.
He's gone plaid, everybody.
Well, everybody just stay tuned. We may be rejoined by 1JS. Kidder, hey, next time you get a break, I am out. So we can do everybody's second favorite segment of the show when it's convenient for you, good sir.
There are some areas of spotty coverage here, so
yeah, that's all right.
Well, Rude Boy had the sorry, yes. We're not worried about your coverage. Well, it'll just glitch until you either drop or you start talking again.
All right, I say I can see you guys still just fine, so
good. And that Howard Blues is a final. Avs win. So it's been waiting in the fridge for a while. Ball Corporation Aluminum, that's right, Howard Blues. It's mountain time. New Belgium's tastiest premium lager. Right here. Had it on the show several times. Cold and refreshing as snow melt in spring. Mountain time lagers brewed with only the finest ingredients by New Belgium Brewing, a certified B Corp and Colorado craft beer icon. 12 fluid ounces, 4.4% alcohol by volume, and 130 calories. It's been waiting in my fridge for a while, and you know what? This seems like the time.
Good choice. Good choice. I kid her because we've had Mountain Time on the show, so
Yeah. Crispy
I'm
boy.
doing a little something different.
Oh.
As you know, I enjoy the Distill Brewery's Wild Sour series, and I really liked their Key Lime Pie beer. And I saw this one, and I'm like, I gotta try for comparison's sake. And so this is from the Surly Brewing Company, and it is their Key Lime Supreme. And it is a tart ale with key lime added. 4.5% alcohol by volume. It is a tart ale with key lime added. It is tart. It is citrus. It is refreshing. Brewed by and canned by the Surly Brewing Company out of Minneapolis and Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. So,
Going down to Minnesota way there.
oh yeah, going over to the Minnesota.
Okay, hopefully it's a little key limey for you.
That is not bad. It's not as tart as the Distill Brewery's Wild Sour series, but it's not like super sour, but it's got just enough little tartness to it. But it has a really nice lime taste to it. That's really good. I might have to actually rate this like a 4, kidder. That's actually really, really good.
Well, good.
Yeah. Wow. 2 decent beers in one night for Howard Blues. It's a good
Small
night.
miracles.
It's a good night.
That's gotta be a first. Usually one of them is terrible.
I know. Which, speaking of JS, I already told Kidder this, but I'm going to tell you as well. I bought some beer for the family get-togethers this past week. A lot of it didn't get drank. So I'm going to be wrapping it up, and we'll be doing some beer roulette. Coming episode.
I will gladly add a beer into this beer roulette for you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna wrap them up. I will disperse them out, and it'll just. I mean, I'm just gonna let people pick cans, and you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit.
All right, game on.
And we'll just have some fun with it. I've already assured Kidder they're not all IPAs, so.
And by not all, he means there's one that is not an IPA.
No, it's
Black a Lantern.
I think there's only 2 IPAs in it on the stuff I have. Otherwise, there's 4 non-IPAs. Yeah. So it'll be good. It'll be fun. We like fun around here, Kidder.
Yeah, about as much fun as Boston's Pizza with paying off the server. Yes.
Hey, you know, listen. You get what you get. You don't throw a fit, man. That's what I teach my kid.
Okay.
That's right. That's right. You know, I may not have any of the fermented beverages, but I do have some fine homemade coffee that I got in my well-worn dented battle mug here. I have a nice, I believe it is the Midnight Blend from Missouri. Oh, what is her name now? Mighty Mole. Yeah, from Mighty Missouri Coffee Company here in Bismarck. Yeah, I made a nice 16-ounce coffee, added about 4 ounces of brown sugar and maple oat milk creamer, and another couple ounces of milk, or of course, whole milk. You can't have that 2%. You got to have the whole milk. And yeah, it makes a real nice blend of the little bit of brown sugar maple, and blends in real nice with with the kind of chocolatey toffee notes of this coffee. Yeah, good stuff.
Good. Because you're driving, JS, I won't ask you the question I asked the last coffee drinker we had, because you missed it. Big D was on for a little bit, and he was telling us that he was drinking coffee, and I asked him how much whiskey he had in it.
And then he left.
Well, his response was, "It's 11:45 in the morning," and then he left. So
yeah. I don't think he liked that I said that if you don't start early, you can't drink all day. I don't know.
He just was upset that he'd already consumed all of the whiskey in his coffee and didn't have any more to put in there.
Actually, it's probably more of like that he forgot to put whiskey in it, and he's like, "Damn, I knew I forgot something."
Well, yeah. that could be it too. I do not have any of the fermented beverages. As much as I would love one, it is not compatible with driving. So we're gonna stick to just the straight coffee.
Correct. Very much correct, and greatly appreciated that you were driving safely.
Well, he never said he was driving safely. He's just being smart and not drinking while he's driving.
Kidder, this is a recorded media, and so therefore he's driving safely, so that when this maybe shows up in like a court of law, it's like
it won't show up in court.
No, I mean there's video evidence of my driving right here. It can't be that bad.
Correct. And so yes. Just throwing that out there.
Especially that one time with a roundabout.
There's no video evidence. You can't prove anything.
I'm sure there is somewhere. We'll just never get it.
Yeah.
It's past the video dump date, so good luck.
Who knows?
It's probably in a file somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Okay.
If Kidder had anything to do with it, I'm sure it's somewhere.
Mm-hmm. He's just waiting for the statute of limitations to run out.
Yes.
You wish.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Good times out here in Central Northern America. I've only been on for over an hour, so that's something.
There we go. The servers haven't booted you off yet?
They've
the
tried.
game blew up once already, yeah.
Yeah.
I figured maybe by going live we'd have so many people logging onto the show that we would overclock the servers and they'd have to shut down.
I mean, almost. We've had a lot of comments. A lot of people.
Yeah.
Dropping in the
that's
chat.
good.
Appreciate the
that's
chat.
That's good.
Firing it up Friday night.
Yeah.
I don't quite have the ability to see the chat and everything going on while navigating the highways and byways here, but I'm glad we're getting some good feedback.
Yeah.
It's all right.
We got people participating, and it's been good.
Uh-oh, gas station.
Yeah, we're gonna stop and get some fuel. I can make it back home, but we're gonna top off at half a tank just to make sure.
Yeah. Are you driving the Red Robin?
We are actually. I would take the wife's car, however, I can't see the front seat in her car, so we're gonna take mine.
Okay, yeah. Here I was gonna say that maybe we need to light up the way. Christmas was over the weekend, and
when I get back out in the middle of nowhere, we can maybe turn some Christmas lights on.
Yeah, right. Again about that video evidence. Oh, here we go. The next mission's ready. Just quick sidetrack into there.
Have you conquered all of the galaxies yet?
No.
You haven't taken Starfleet to its top command and rid the galaxy of the evil Klingons?
I'm basically there, but then, you know, making peace and doing the things, right?
There's no room for peace, only victory.
Kapla! The road to Graythor will be paved with their blood.
Victory through superior firepower.
Or if we really want to do it, we could do Victory's Life, you know, the Dominion, really get all crazy.
Ooh, there you go. You never know when a super advanced AI race would need to come in and take over your ship or vehicle, depending on what you're driving.
Yeah, bring the Borg into this, jeez.
That might actually be interesting.
Hey, I was blowing up Borg cubes and stuff just a minute ago.
I know. I keyed.
Oh, and there was somebody with a Jem'Hadar attack ship in that last TFO that I did. A task force operation.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's trying to sound all official, dropping these acronyms on us.
Ah, yeah. So are you combined with other people? Is it just you, or how does this game work?
So this is an MMORPG, somewhat like World of Warcraft, except this is far superior and is Star Trek themed. The way this one works, the task force operations, you have 4 other players, and then you take on the mission depending on the difficulty of it as well, as there are normal, advanced, and then elite level that you can choose. And I typically do the advanced because you get base level extras, but it also doesn't take an egregious amount of time to complete the mission. Some of the elite stuff just sits and you just have to, you know, push at it.
I see.
Yeah.
Do you so is it okay, so if it's so it's kind of like World of Warcraft, so you amass yourself a small fleet and then either join or attack the others with you?
Yeah, so I'm in a fleet, and none of my fleet mates are chatting right now, doesn't appear. But like if we formed up a group, we could be, you know, all 5 of them, or if all of us were playing, we could do this TFO ourselves, and we wouldn't need, you know, anybody else coming in here and getting it hibbity-bibbity. But then Howard would just attract all the strange people. So there is that.
There's a reason Howard doesn't play MMORPGs.
I mean, I was kind of looking forward to some Leroy Jenkins going on.
It's kind of what's going on. I just kind of run in and run and gun.
That works.
Some things never change.
But you gotta add the sound effect when you do it, though. Come in and just start
Jenkins.
and just start blasting.
I mean, and there I was, and I started blasting. That is correct. Yes, I do that often as well. There's a drop down. Start the next phase here. Kill this one. And I know I covered up my tool tray with the video of us, but the video of us is probably more interesting.
Maybe. Possibly.
Somewhat, sort of. Here and there, all across the whole entire region. Yeah. Whoa! Now I gotta...
We
What's up, gentlemen?
And then there were 4. That's right, everybody.
And now
Rude
my
Boy
box
Kyle
doesn't
has...
work.
Rude Boy
Son
Kyle
of a
has left the
bitch!
chat and joined in real life.
Which one is it? This one. Hold on. There.
sorry,
Now
Rude
they
Boy,
can...
but I
Oh, there. Now they can see you.
Excellent.
You're actually in the screen in the stream.
Very good.
sorry, Rude Boy, but I already beat you to the live action trucking.
Oh, that's okay. I don't have my requisite licenses to drive the real big rig, so I do it
Wow.
pretend.
Hey, his rig's big to him, okay?
My virtual. I'm hauling Christmas gifts, late Christmas gifts from the North Pole.
Seemed like I needed to. I'll regret it later, but you know, whatever. Seemed appropriate at the time.
Well,
Yeah.
we've made it through Cooperstown and are now venturing back out on the road.
I'm very surprised that you were able to fill up your tank in that short a time.
Well, see, once you become a dad, Kidder, you develop certain skills. One of them is never letting your vehicle get below half a tank. So
Right.
when you go to fill up, it doesn't take very long.
Well, I do too, but you know, at some of the pumps that I fill up when I drive a truck, it doesn't quite go so fast and is very agitating. I still put in 18 gallons.
Yeah, I think I only put in 12. Is about all I had to put in this time.
Oh,
So
that's all right.
yeah. And like I said, we could make it all the way home, but I got to take a little side journey. Probably
Ooh,
not.
side
tonight, but
quest.
yeah, I might have to take a little side quest into Larimore. I have a individual who wanted me to to check out a building for some spray foam for him. But
Yep, that's a building. Yep, I can fill it with foam.
yep.
Yep, it'll be about 350.
Need a dang old 350. Need that dang old Loch Ness monster.
So, but it's getting awful late, so I don't know if we're gonna go take a look at that building or not. But I'll probably end up doing it on Sunday on my way back through. So,
I mean, you do have lights that can illuminate it.
I do, in which there we go. We'll turn them on and brighten up the roadway a little bit. I would add some Christmas colors. However, there is a vehicle up in front of me, and I wouldn't want to confuse them. I wouldn't want to confuse them.
Confuse them.
And make them think that it was Christmas when Christmas had already passed.
Right. A little bit of America coming to their window. Yes. Indubitably.
And I do believe that if you look off to the left part of your screen, you will see the famous
it's all blurry as hell.
Oscar Zero missile facility. But that's the best video I can get without crashing, so be happy with it.
I mean, it just kind of froze, so.
Yep.
Oh, of course it froze right when I tried to turn the camera to make it work.
That is correct.
Yeah.
As
Well,
is tradition.
I did just drive right by the Oscar Zero facility, so
Confirmed.
Yeah, one of these days we want to get it so that we could actually turn all of the like perimeter lights on and such with that. I mean, we wouldn't do it all the time because, like, the electric bill on that would be horrendous. But
I can imagine it's probably got some pretty cool lighting ability.
it does. So we just have to get all of them rigged back up and such. So it's on the list. On the list of things for us to tackle.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I might know a guy.
Yeah. Hey, Howard, I might know a guy.
Well, it's not happening for a while, like a couple of years. So.
I'll still know a guy.
Trying to figure out if we're going to end up passing this particular vehicle in front of us, or if he's going to stay just out of the reach.
Gosh, that is, of course, one of the grand questions when driving any highway.
Well, I'm glad there's no GPS speedometer on the screen, so
I could change that.
I mean, if you can figure that out, have at it.
Start clocking you by the lens flares off to the side.
Yeah. If you could, you could count the lines in the highway and time it, and you could tell how fast I was going by how long it took me to overtake the lines.
Yep. It's true.
That would require Kidder to do math.
Yeah, and I don't want to do that. But we have Rude Boy Kyle here, who's kind of an expert in those sorts of things.
I only do it for airplanes, not cars.
Oh, let's just pretend that he's flying.
Yeah. Flying down the road.
Yeah. He's definitely flying down the road.
Mm-hmm. And for anybody else wondering what the other great question is when driving the highways, to quote the great philosopher and comedian Gordy Pratt, to pee or not to pee? That is the question. Whether it is nobler of the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of the wind, or to hold back a sea of coffee.
Boggles the mind.
You're welcome.
That is some profound wisdom that you've just given us right there.
Mm-hmm.
I now feel smarter in my drive.
Simply astounding. Hey, look, the moon.
Yeah, I wish I had more of that whole monologue memorized, but unfortunately, that's all I have, and it's been ages since I've seen Gordy Pratt's act. So, yeah.
I don't think I've heard much of his stuff. I can't say any of it, but I don't think I've heard much.
Yeah, he's kind of like the Milo Hudson Bueller of South Dakota.
Oh, okay. Does he play the accordion?
No, but he plays guitar and ukulele.
Oh, that works.
He's got a little bit more of a cowboy flair than the like Norwegian flair that Milo has, but it's a pretty accurate like comparison of like, state known kind of comedy / parody act.
All right.
Yeah, it's a fairly accurate person. I see Kidder looks to be firing up some trucking.
I've got a convoy fired up there.
Oh, well, hold on.
Boss.
Cancel.
Is it a great big convoy?
It's just me for now.
Oh.
Refresh.
Well, if you can pop yourself over to Highway 14 in that there fancy video game, we can have ourselves a convoy here. But I don't know if this highway is on that particular map.
In the game mode that we have loaded up right now, it is not. However, there's a mod.
Yep.
Oh,
There's mods for everything.
This is true.
But yeah, I told Mark about the coast to coast mod. It doesn't have the wide, expansive cities that are in the base game, but at least you can go to all of the continental United States.
So it gives you 2 highways through North Dakota.
It gives you something. It not sure if it's all the rinky-dink towns, but I'd have to get Mark set up with it before we started going that way. But yeah.
And your convoy's not displaying.
Really? Let me see here.
As is tradition.
Yes, right. Because I know yeah, it's just the same.
I know I pushed a button, but did the button actually push?
I'm gonna close it and then restart it. So
maybe it's because I didn't let it process.
Yeah. Host.
No, there I hosted one.
Oh, well.
There you go.
Let me get out of this convoy then.
Where did I end up? Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm in the middle of nowhere, Montana, heading to Miles City.
That is a terrible drive.
Yep.
During the day, it's not so bad because there is at least some cool scenery there. However, at night, it's terrible.
Mark, it's telling me I have the wrong version for real companies and gas stations again.
Every damn time.
Right? Let me go back to the mod manager and see what version I have.
Probably the newer one than me, because why not? And Jaco, I know you can see this, but there you go. As you know, we got the old red and blues. There they are. I know you saw them before, but I'm off-roading. Off-roading.
I'm guessing that you're doing that so that you, can break all the laws. Did you get that thing high-centered?
Yeah, I think so.
That other trucker's just laughing at you as he drives by.
Through an imaginary rock.
It's a honk honk. Hey, buddy, look at that idiot.
Does your trailer say Swift on the side of it?
You know, if I had a trailer, it definitely would.
You're Bob. You are a disgrace. You don't even have a trailer.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I get for staring at the lights.
Attention everybody on the bus. If you look out your left side window, you'll see a semi stuck on a rock.
The flashing red and blue lights too.
That's right. Where can I get towed to? Glendive, just where I wanted to go.
You know, some tow truck driver is going to hop out. Did you get your truck stuck?
Nope, I just parked it here for looks.
Yeah, my real company's version number is 3.02.23.
Is that the latest?
I would assume so, because I don't have any reason why it wouldn't be up to date. So that was the one mod saying it was not the right version when I went to join the convoy. So you know, I wouldn't be able to make things easy.
Yeah, like an auto updater.
Yeah.
Well, let's go over here and close out of this. Well, JS, you finally caught up to that other vehicle.
I did. I'm trying to see what the shiny light on the bottom of that is, and I think it's just a reflector. So we're going to go ahead and go around this one because I don't like following people.
That's right. JS is no sheep.
Oh, yeah, and of course, then I got to turn right here. That was great. Good job. Now I
You
feel
do or
bad.
they do?
I think I do. I think my
Oh.
turn is coming up right here, but I thought there was one more curve before I had to turn, but
Hmm.
now I'm going to feel bad.
No, you won't. Which one was this? The Real Companies one?
Yep,
Yeah.
I got to turn right here. Oops. Sorry, guys. So we're going to do this. That way they don't have to slow down for me. These guys are like, oh, what? Oh, and they're turning too. Ah, crap.
Hmm.
I see. I figured I'd be nice and move over
Yeah.
so they could keep going, but no, they're turning with me. So
Where's my version? So
their fancy Volkswagen is no match for the Ford.
yeah. Like to see them take a trip. Change notes. 3.02.23.
Yep, that's what I have.
Okay.
Was it not up to date on your end?
I have 3.02.22.
Ooh, so it's Kidder that's lagging this time.
It's just the... why would something actually update?
It must have been when you were stuck in that rock. It just wasn't able. You weren't able to make the.
Yeah.
Weren't able to make where you were supposed to
Not
go,
enough
so it wasn't able to
gigabits.
do that.
Mark, have
That's
you
what
made
it
your 15 deliveries to and from the Winterland?
I sure did.
Oh, you did.
I sure did.
I have to do, I think, 3 more. But I can get that done anytime. I think it's between now and the 14th of January, I think, is when the community event closes.
Mm-hmm. So how do I force this to update?
Unsubscribe, then resubscribe, maybe?
I guess.
Point a gun at it?
It staggers. It's very staggering that your mods don't auto update when you run Steam, because I mean, you have Steam running constantly, so
yeah. And my Steam client is already up to date too, so
yeah.
Here you go, Kidder. Here's some Christmas lights for you.
Oh, here we go.
I don't know if you can see them in there or not, but
No, can't even see him.
Even with the terrible backflash that I got going in this, you can't see it.
Yeah, can't see a damn thing.
Oh man.
We just see the windshield wiper.
I figured with the wonderful amount of backflash I have in this that you'd be able to see some Christmas lights, but
Yeah.
well, getting my phone perched where it is was quite difficult to do while moving down the road.
Right.
So I really don't want to remove it.
And the fact that it's still there. I mean, it's not in focus, but it's there.
Well, I don't know how to make it focus, but so I've got a little
Tell it to
a
focus.
little hat holder up in my dash. So I took the phone, stuck it up to that, and then took a bag for sunglasses, stretched the cord all the way out, wrapped that around the phone, around the hat holder, and then cinched that thing down.
Ding,
And
ding,
here we
ding,
go.
ding, ding, ding.
MacGyver would be proud.
That's right.
That's some good work right there.
Now we are coming up on the even more massive town of Aneta, the Queen City.
It's too bad that the cafe's not open because it's a
Yeah.
good place to eat.
Something tells me that I think they're going to be closed right now.
Here we yep. I gotta switch it back. Now we're gaming again.
Did you want me to host the convoy, or were you gonna
Oh
start one?
yeah, I should do the convoy thing. I gotta hit the convoy here. Host. Confirm. Oh, you gotta process the mods, even though we just processed the mods a bit ago. Gotta do it again.
Trying to see if there's a way I can fix the focus on here, but I don't think there is.
Nah, I think it just kind of does what it wants to do.
Yeah.
Here we go. We're in a session.
All right. Hopefully I can join.
Doubt it.
How many tries will it take? Well, it's giving me the green light. Everything's installed. Up to date.
Light.
Join.
Oh, it glitched. That means something's happening in the background. Either JS just found us at the railroad crossing, or Reboy's loading.
You know, I did just go over some railroad tracks.
Error connected. Or error occurred. That's one try.
Uh-oh. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it.
That's two tries.
2! Going across the Fort Peck Spillway.
I hope you're not going down a spillway. Trucks don't swim very well.
The game won't let me go down there.
The guy behind me has got to be wondering what in the hell I am drinking, because
Oh, it only took 5 tries.
5!
5.
You just all
I
over
had
the
a fifth
road?
beer.
What?
What?
Margarita? What? Shot of whiskey? What?
And a Bloody Mary.
Shot of tequila? What?
You know, Kidder, I just actually saw a clip, and it was from like the WWE special on The Weakest Link, back when that was a show.
Yes.
And the host, who is known for being like really kind of cold and like insulting, like asked Stone Cold Steve Austin a question. I didn't catch what the question was, and he just kind of looks at her and goes, "What?" All the other wrestlers start laughing because they know it's his thing, and she clearly does not. And he finally gave in and broke and laughed. But it was just kind of funny for her to ask him this question. He said, "What?"
Keep it going.
Yep.
This
You
looks
heading
about right.
towards, Glendive there, Mark?
I think I'm... Can you see me on the map?
I can see where you're at, yeah.
Okay. I'm just driving down this lonesome road, the only road that I have ever known.
Because the closest I can quick travel toward you is Glendive, so I'll head there. And we'll find
Oh yeah, I
Jabe.
think I was headed toward Miles City. That's where I was going.
Oh.
Ooh, NHL.TV. Off-roading. I own this road. There was a water hauler for you, JS.
And people, if you look out the left side of your window, you'll see a crazy semi driving down the shoulder on the wrong side of the road.
Oh, if it's a water hauler, it needs to be tipped over in the yard of a well site. So
We're getting there. We're working on getting them the full authenticity of eastern Montana and western North Dakota.
true. Or sideways across both southbound lanes of Highway 2 during.
Hey, I'm coming up on Highway 200, so.
Ooh. I turned off of Highway 200 not too long ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
you just missed him.
Must have been that ghost truck.
Yeah. Who needs this stop sign? Get that out of here. No stopping me.
See, I'm doing my best to stay in between the lines. Kidder's doing his best to remove anything that's near the road that he can find.
Except for that one rock.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. We got a motorcycle cop over here. Got some issues with the driver. I gotta stop out, check on him. Hold on. Let me park for safety here. Here we go. How do you roll down the window? Which one is that?
It is a keybind that you have to set up.
Oh, well, screw that. I'm just going to sit here and honk at him.
It's under the options.
I don't have time for that. All right, I'm bored.
It takes about
I'm going the other way.
maybe 10 seconds.
I've wasted too much time on this already. We're going the other way. Oh.
You said you were
I
You were
figured you
heading
would
towards
just
Miles
push
City
the
there,
other
Mark?
driver out of your way.
I know it was a traffic stop on the side of the road.
Yes.
So I had to stop and check on him, make sure that he's okay. Riding that motorcycle in the middle of Montana.
Would maybe make it hard to transport somebody.
Yeah. Little weird, but I don't ask questions. Montana things are Montana things.
True.
And we
That way
hear
all
at
the
the triple
keep a pair of That way all the troopers keep a pair of Velcro gloves in their duty bag.
In Montana, anyway, just for the sheep.
And we here at the Triple B would like to say we appreciate all of our law enforcement officers and listeners in the great state of Montana.
No, I mean, I wasn't going quite with the sheep. I meant, transporting the gentleman on the motorcycle. You put the Velcro gloves so he can hold on better.
I mean, I'd assume if they fall off, then it's not your problem anymore. Is that how that works?
I mean, he should have held on.
Yeah. Only going 142. Okay,
You must have the big cat motor in there to make it go that fast.
Oh, no, the motorcycle can go that fast. This I can get her up to 100. Now I'm off 200 and I'm going down Highway 59 in Nowhere, Montana, on my way to Miles City. Let's see where Rude Boy is.
Just cruising through Miles City.
Yeah, he's in the Mile High City of Montana. Hey Howard, we got about 20 minutes left. What sort of epiphanies do you want to share with us in the last little bit of the show?
Oh, you're throwing it over to me for epiphanies, huh?
Well, you're huffing paint fumes, so either Jimi Hendrix is going to show up, or you're going to give us some good stuff or good content.
Do you want me to find a job here?
That took our job.
I mean, listen, I'm not really the type for epiphany. What? But I had something.
Uh-oh.
earlier that I was like, oh, I should talk about this on the show, but you know what? That was earlier when I hadn't been drinking.
Mercedes Moné, i.e. Sasha Banks, and WWE have fallen out of discussions, apparently.
That's not surprising.
WWE walked away, and my question is, why did they even entertain it when she is the way she is and she walked out on her contract? Don't give her more money.
You know, I think that there's just with the whole new new management, new people in charge, that maybe that would solve some of those problems, especially with Triple H running creative, because she has never had a problem with Triple H.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see Triple H, and he's a loyal guy. I could see him going, look, you could come back. We can make this work. It's not Vince in charge anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But, even then, stuff still can be difficult.
Is Triple H the sole owner now, or does Stephanie still have her fingers in it?
So they sold the company to the same, the parent company of the UFC.
So Dana White's got his hand in it then.
Not really. So they're kind of like brother and sister under the same umbrella corporation.
Gotcha. Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yep.
So do they kind of work together? Sure, but it's not like the UFC is now making decisions about WWE.
Right.
They're of course going to have a say in how some things are done and want to see certain things done. Like one of the things that they decided on was that, hey, we actually really like the direction that Triple H was doing with the whole creative, so we're going to keep him in charge of that. It's not going to go back to Vince. Which makes a lot of sense, truthfully.
Is Vince McMahon out completely?
Nope, he is still part of the company. But his role is kind of very declined. So that's I kind of think that he kind of saw that he was out, beforehand due to all of these scandals and such, and so this was kind of his it's still my company. I'm just gonna sell it off.
Got one for us here, rude boy.
Oh yeah.
Make some money off of it, and
Miles City.
Yeah, we'll start here and hit the highway if that works for you.
Right. Yeah.
Does Stephanie have any control or any controlling ownership, or is she out?
She's out. When her father came back, she basically said, "Nope, I'm done.
Gotcha.
I'm out. I think, truthfully, I think it was one of those, she was really kind of disgusted by all of the allegations that came out about Vince. And I just don't think she wanted to be in that situation.
Understandable. I never heard much of the real allegations, but
the basics of it, really fast, is apparently there were a lot of allegations about from the female wrestlers that the way that you got a push was, by doing certain things with Vince, and then he would not only would you get a push, so kind of promoted more, but then he was also paying some of them with hush money, and and then I think expensing it. Kidder might know more of the details, but
yeah.
So
we're talking millions of dollars.
Cool.
That's
all I have to do to be a millionaire?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're Stephanie, I could totally understand. You really want to continue to work, and I get that he's your dad, but he's just cheated on your mom.
Yeah. No, that's understandable.
So she had technically stepped down, and then when he resigned, she came back to serve as interim.
Gotcha.
And was doing a great job. Like, her and Triple H were doing it actually a fairly decent job. And then I think the truth of it was, people started saying, this is better than Vince ever did. Good thing Vince is gone. And you got kind of this whole reaction of, well, I built this company and such. And so he said, well, fine, I'm going to sell it. And that'll be that.
I see.
So
Triple H doesn't have any financial ownership in it.
Correct.
Okay.
But he's still working, and he's still on, a high-paid executive in the company.
Yep.
And
Okay, that makes sense.
And he's controlling all of the storyline and creative with it. So,
Gotcha.
Which I think is actually a good thing. He did a lot to really get people back into watching WWE. He has a little bit better pulse on what people actually kind of want to see and want out of the WWE, and want out of the wrestling product. And I think Vince just kind of lost touch with a lot of it. One of those, I've been so successful for so long. I know what the people want. I know how to, make money with this.
Yep.
You there, Rude Boy?
Oh yeah, I was just selecting the same job as you.
Your truck was backing up for a while, so I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, I was in the menus, but it.
Here, I was hoping he was going to say he was mesmerized by my brilliant WWE commentary.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening.
It was pretty mesmerizing. I will give you that.
It's because I'm tired, and so I got my silky jazz radio host voice going.
Plus, Rude Boy has become to be the quintessential element for wrestling reviews.
Well, this is telling me 43 minutes en route.
Yeah. Which, speaking of wrestling reviews, if anybody else is still watching, I haven't looked up to see if people are watching. But hey, if you are watching, tomorrow night we'll be live streaming again, because AEW pay-per-view, whose title I have forgotten, is on tomorrow night, and we will be streaming after the show, giving you our thoughts, analysis, predictions, because we play a little prediction game, and I will once again be doing penalty shots. And Kidder, I still have this damn bottle of peppermint schnapps here. So,
oh, good.
Yeah.
Take a look at the screen there, Howie Blues.
Ooh, mouthwash.
Ah, Bismarck.
Yeah. Yep. There it is. But we're going toward Billings.
Oh.
For now.
For now. And only for now.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Rude Boy's cruising up on my 6.
Yep. So anybody looking for something interesting to stream and watch at 11 o'clock at night
on a Saturday night,
join us. There. I did a cheap plug, Kidder. You should be proud.
I am. It only took you this long to get to it, but yeah.
Hey, I already plugged it one other time this show.
Oh.
Cut me some slack, man.
We should do it earlier in the show. Catch those listeners.
Yeah.
My game just crashed.
Oh, no. And I crash into you like a runaway train.
Did your game hit an invisible rock too?
It hit something.
The Rock.
So let me see if I can rejoin and catch up.
I'll put on the hazards so then people know that I'm driving slow.
Well, I just came up to Highway 2, which is one that might actually be in your simulator.
In Montana, it is. But we don't have North Dakota yet, so...
Oh.
In the official game. Until we get that mod. And then...
We'll get the coast to coast going and...
With George Norrie?
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know if you're a big coast to coast fan, but Ian Punnett died last weekend.
That's a shame.
Yeah,
I'm not a huge coast to coast fan, but I have listened to it. I mean, if it's late and I happen to be driving somewhere, I have listened to it. My favorite story ever was a story. This guy called in, and he was a big motorcycle collector, and he had a I think it was a Honda that it was some rare, like, vintage Honda that was his, like, pride and joy. And he stops into this bar. He drove the bike and that, and he stops in. And he's sitting at the bar drinking a beer, and a younger gentleman comes in and,
what?
Sits down and, hey, you driving the Honda out there? Guy's like,
What?
yeah. Guy's like, oh man, I got one of those too. I got it from my grandfather. I was like, oh yeah. And they got talking, and the guy had, the guy mentioned, oh yeah, I also have this other rare bike, and the guy goes, oh yeah, I got one of those too, also from my grandfather. And they strike up a nice conversation and such, but when the younger gentleman's like, okay, I gotta get going, and he apparently leans into this gentleman, the guy who'd called in's ear, and just said, hey, stay out of Alaska in October, and walked off. And the thought behind it, and because this gentleman actually does travel to Alaska quite frequently, is this idea that this might have been his, like, grandson from the future coming back to warn him not to go. So, just a fun little story out there.
Ooh,
Interesting.
that was a good one.
Thank you.
Coast to Coast was a staple of my night shift adventures for the better part of a decade. It kept me up many nights on boring nights. They had a good one. We might go a little off topic here, but we had a good one where they were talking about UFOs, as they do frequently, and one of them started bringing up the Foo Fighter incidents that happened in, I believe, 1948 over Fargo. And it happened over a football game where quite a few people started seeing blue orbs, blue lights streaking through the sky around this football game, and were actually intercepted by the Air National Guard. Obviously, they weren't able to catch said lights, but were able to see them and follow them until they made nearly impossible maneuvers and left them in the dust.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.